Okay, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone out there, and welcome to another day of business analysis program. And you are learning along with the track business analysis, Scrum, and Agile. We are into another day. It's day 4, I guess, for the business analysis. Okay, and we are ready to learn further. So before I start, let me share my screen, and you need to confirm me whether the screen is visible for you. Okay, so allow me to share my screen. Yeah, Chanchal is there. Let me take her in. Okay, so I'm sharing screen. And here you go. So can you see the screen, the slide, PowerPoint slide?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yes, it's
Yes.
Okay. So I think there is a slowness as well I'm experiencing, because instantly you were not able to see that, but that's fine. Let's move to the topic, and today's topic is very, very, very exciting. um Yeah, so what we have seen earlier, we knew about analysis and reporting, requirement gathering, and also data driven decision making, right? So there we left, but we touched base something. What we did touch base last time. So we touched base just entering towards into business analytics. So where we have left you guys. So we touched the slide where it was talking about business analysis versus business analytics with Excel. So we saw the difference, and today we will go further. But before we go further, let me ask this thing, because it had been really, really, great discussion last time, that how many of you could face earlier last time the problem, and that problem we saw as what? Can someone describe what exactly had happened last time when you could not complete this assignment, and how we tackled that, how we saw that, what all the phase, and now what is the result? So who can go describing it? So anything, it's not.
I can say, guys, I was not available last time, but I did go through the video, and
Wow.
I did go through what I can say. We had some issues with the requirement of understanding of what we are supposed to do, because you kind of mentioned to us, do a BRD. We all were a little bit confused. We didn't know what a BRD is, and we didn't know what the format is. And then, you told us that we need to probably find our format and do something. So we didn't do that last time, but this time I think we managed to do something. I don't know if you got the email from Nisha or not, but that's what the issue was last time, and hopefully we overcome this time.
Yeah, that's amazing. But the thing, did you see that if you have gone through the video last time, did you see that you came up with the problem and challenges, and we discussed the in real time it happens. So how we have to go ahead? We have to get going till we reach to the solution, and still you were left on the verge of figuring it out. Okay, I also gave some hint, but did you find that how it started at the beginning and how it ended up with developing insight and all through data decision making? If you have gone through everything without skipping, did you find that connect last time in the video, Mayank?
Yes, you said look at the problems. We knocked down all the problems. We said what were the hindrance. So problem to a problem to a problem.
Yeah, problem is a project in a
Yes.
simple manner. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. And yes, I did receive the document from Nishaji. So just give me a second. Let me bring that document ahead. I have not opened that yet. And let me ask. So Nishaji, go ahead and please explain what happened. How did you reach to this format, and how the team contributed? And I would like to hear from everyone. First, would like to hear from everyone. Did you all guys means completed this BRD together?
Yes.
Uh, Gaurav ji,
Yes,
let me interrupt you here 1 second. First of all, it's good to have you back, Mayank. And second thing, even after missing the last session, I was just going through the document. I could see his name, and even as per his explanation right now, he was a part of all this. So first of all, very well kudos to all of your teamwork that you all came together and worked on this. And yes, now we really want to enjoy and see what you have developed or rather created. Thank you so much. Please, Nishaji, go ahead.
Yes,
yeah,
Nishash.
after that day, we sorted out the problem, and I decided to take the topic of website development, redesign of website for Guru schools, and everybody agreed to it. Like
Mm-hmm.
Chanchal, Mayank, Priya, all of them agreed to that topic. And I basically have some knowledge of this domain, which made me want to select this topic, and everybody was in. We all started to read certain areas. We did browse certain websites. I did see some slide share things of some people where
Mm-hmm.
they had put up BRDs. So we took the format from there.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of us saw couple on slide share, we shared with each other, and we decided to take that format. And
Okay.
then I built a part of it. Chanchal added to it, and then whoever was adding downloaded the latest person's upload on the group and
Mm-hmm.
added data or edited data, and we kept on chatting on WhatsApp over it until like today afternoon around 2 o'clock we froze on a particular, like, yeah, that should be the final version for today.
Wow.
Okay.
But everybody contributed equally, and
Wow.
we enjoyed doing it.
Super.
Super.
Amazing, amazing.
Yes.
And really, you guys deserve this clap for sure, because this is how exactly happens. Client give you the requirement. Okay, we need this, and you will be left to figure out. Okay, like last time you guys came up and said that we are unclear. Okay, so one thing I didn't see here, the date on which date Mayank has given any input further. So but the role is the document reviewers, so the role is given who is what. But yeah, so this thing we have to take care next time. Okay, but this is amazing format first of all, and great teamwork. I see when priya Priya is with us, right, in the call.
Yes, sir, I'm here, very much here.
Okay, so and who else is not there in this group? Dipti K. So what happened? Dipti K could not participate.
Actually, I didn't have, like, we have a group in which we don't know Deepti K. I didn't have any of her details. I think last time also she was not there on the um,
Correct. Yeah.
class.
Hmm.
So somehow she's not in that group, and not that even she sent any of us a message of regarding that. Since she was not there last time, I didn't get in touch with her. Like none of us had her
Okay, no worries. Yeah,
in the
yeah.
loop.
So I think she was going through, but and she must have done something. So before we get into asking Dipti K what exactly her experience was, what she could do it. So let me ask you all guys, what was your experience when you were doing these activities? So did you face some challenges, and at the end, how it evolved completely? Because I am seeing it and I'm getting it really impressed that you guys came together, and this is nothing but showcasing the teamwork, isn't it, Prerna ji? I'm totally wowed.
Yes, absolutely. I was also going through the format. It's very close, or it's rather a very good professional format, and they have written all the index and summary well with all the points. Except that dead part, I think there is no missing part in this, and versioning is right. Their role assignment is proper, so it's really nice, and they've added the screenshots and all.
Hmm.
Superb. This
The
kudos to
screenshots I
everybody.
just picked up, we just picked up some from online, and
So
screenshot
that's
it down.
okay. That's absolutely right. And the format which you have done, this tabular format, that's also works. Some of the organization go for this, some of the organization go, in free text format. But it's absolutely right. You have given the, in this particular, you're given the priority. So I just have to. I'm just wondering rather. This activity in a way must have given you some insight like how it would work in real life, right? Because you had different roles. You had distributed the work that okay, I'll do the initial draft, and then you given your input on that. So how was the total experience? I really would like to
Mhm.
listen from all of you some some experiences or some learning curve, because that is what we would be able to understand what all you had experienced, and we can take it further. So
So
anybody
yes,
like
ma'am,
to
it
share,
was,
please?
yeah, it was a very, I would say it was a great kickstart to, what business analysis
Super.
is. I would say
Super.
Nisha ji took up a very, good choice of going for the website, development. And
Right.
I use websites, and, from my personal
Mm.
experiences, I was free to, add and
Mm-hmm.
modify a few of the choices of how I would like a website to be, or how user friendly it should be. So I would say
Perfect.
it was a really great kickstart to how this world is going to look like.
Perfect.
It's
Perfect.
still
Very, very
minor,
well
but then
said.
it's a lot of, information for a starter like me, or for a
Yes, yes,
newcomer like
yes.
me. Yeah.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. But that's what I'm saying. Even being the first VRD, you have come up with very good format and proper detailing, proper description, role assignment, everything. Uh, I think Priya has shared her views. What about Mayank? Mayank, please go ahead.
So Mayank, I know that everyone has something. So I would ask something, Mayank. So Mayank, just let us know what exactly happened when you missed the session. You went through, what exactly happened to you when the next assignment you heard in the recording. You can unmute and speak, please. Mayank, you there with us?
Yes. Tell me,
Okay.
what were you asking?
So my question was, you were not there in the last session. You underwent the recording and you heard about this assignment. So what exactly happened after going through this all? What was going inside your mind?
What going through? But I went through the recording, and then we were working on this document over the weekend. Every I would say Nisha ji took the heavy lifting for sure. She drafted, a lot of templates, and everybody took a look at it and edited it, and then so that's what was going on. And
Okay.
is that answer your question, or what exactly you're trying to?
Yeah, so let me come back again. So did you also feel some uncertainty, uneasiness and discomfort before kickstarting and before ending to
Yes,
the, yeah, okay.
yes. Actually, I texted Nisha ji to, maybe we can catch up on a quick call and, have a quick chat because I missed her cover up. But then I took the videos and I was looking at the text message and I saw the draft. So I kind of figured out
Mhm.
and was okay with it. And actually, Nisha ji replied back. She said, she's a little tied up, but then I thought, now I'm good. So yes, there was uneasiness for a little bit, but then
Okay.
we're in an agile environment. We improvise and move.
Okay. So why this all happened? Means what do you think? This uneasiness, the uh, problem while resolving a problem, which were in the
Uh,
head. So why
because
it?
I was not, I thought I'm missing some. There are certain gaps. There are certain things which I'm not getting, and what I've missed on last time, and that type.
So this was a thought process
The
inside
problem.
your mind. Okay, okay. And what did you learn out of this entire stuff, entire activity? One learning, one key learning, at least.
Process. Everything is a process.
everything is the process. Just give a
Superb.
round of applause, I would
It's a
say.
10 on 10 answer. Mayank, trust me, if you answer like this in the interview, I suppose half of the work is done because rather
Yes,
it is process. You're
yes,
absolutely right. Gauraji, I think you
yes,
would
So let's
yes.
shut off
agree
this
to this.
class. Let's start interviewing then, should we?
Yeah, there
Oh,
is a
First thing,
yes,
purpose behind it. There is a purpose
yes.
behind whatever we do. There is a purpose behind it. Okay.
purpose behind. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you another question. Do you think this insight which has come up through you, that is very, very important, and that you can apply in your personal and individual problem as well, or individual project as well?
Of course, yes, definitely.
Awesome,
It's a
awesome.
very good way of handling any life issue, not just work, dealing with kids, dealing with other things, doing, house chores and paying your mortgage. Everything can be easily, if you do take one bite at it and don't try to reach till the end, take one step.
Amazing, amazing, superb, superb. So let me ask you another question. Do you agree that people who are not even the part of this meeting today, and if they will come up with this insight, which you called it as a processes, if they will apply in their any area of life, they can reach to the solution that will be the biggest learning for them as well?
Sure, definitely.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much. And how many of you would agree, remaining all who are means like Dipti, Chanchal, Dipti K, Dipti Agrawal, and Nishaji, that this particular what Mayank has brought will be also applicable to your individual projects as well?
Yes, I agree.
So remaining
Yes,
all.
completely agree.
Yes, completely
Yes.
agree.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's give a big round of applause for this keyword, which we call it as a processes. Thank you. Thank you, Mayank, for sharing. Thank you so much. So let's get going. So since we have talked about processes and we are starting now. Thank you. So let me know if you can see the PowerPoint slide again. Nisha, would you want to add further anything? Because I know that this was the key point we wanted to discuss.
No, Chanchal has to still speak.
Oh,
Chanchal
Chanchal, yeah, please. Apart from Chanchal, even Dipti K has to speak. So I just forgot that. Yeah, Chanchal.
Yes. I actually initially this complete BRD process was a bit challenging for me.
Mhm.
So I would really thank Nisha ji what she has initiated, because I didn't have that much domain knowledge what she is into the website development and all. So
Mhm.
it was a great learning for me. And then after after the initial draft, I edited a lot in the requirement sections, and also updated it pretty good way.
Wow,
So it
amazing.
was really helpful how to how to add content, how it goes basically into a BRD, what exactly we need to write it down in that particular document. So
Awesome, amazing. So Chanchal, next time and remaining all, next time you will find any challenge, any task which may annoy you, what would you say? Because you guys are coming up so much of golden nuggets of learning, which is giving you somewhere fulfillment in your heart and in mind. So next time, whenever you face any problem, what would you say?
like why we are facing this problem, and we'll cope up with it, with that.
Yeah,
Treat the
and
root cause,
Learning.
I would say.
yeah, Priya.
Treat the root cause, I would say.
Treat the root cause and get excited. Dipti K, do you have to add anything? Because you are listening to the entire thing.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I created my own BRD documents by watching the videos. I not contacted anyone because I did not. I wanted to watch all the videos before I jump into anything, and I slowly started doing that. And today I finished my BRD document. I'm not sure whether it's good or not, but I can definitely email you that, or I can share that right now.
Yeah. So you can share your screen if you are connected with the laptop, and we can watch that. So that's number one.
Okay.
number two, my question is still there same. Next time, whenever any project comes in, what happens? Mind is a survival entity, and it does not want to, take further action and control of the problem. Okay, rather mind wants to get controlled by the problem. So next time, whenever new project, new challenge comes in, just get excited, reminding yourself you are heading to the solution right now. Yes.
Right. Yes.
So, and you will enjoy the entire journey of attracting the solution. And if you will remember this entire thing, solving problem will be the easiest game for you guys. Okay.
Right.
Take it as the biggest learning, what Chanchal has shared, what Mayank has shared, and how Nisha ji has demonstrated. And Priya, kudos to you, because you joined just after watching one video or something, and you managed to be in this game and paced along with all of everyone, right?
Thank you sir.
Yeah. So once again, our biggest clap. So everyone has done phenomenal job. Dipti, if you want to share, you can share, and then we will move immediately next one. Next slide. Meanwhile, Prerna ji, if you want to add on after listening to the entire learning, because every single learning we generally do where, wow. So Dipti ke,
I'm totally surprised, and I'm really, I don't want to say impressed, I'm very happy to see. See, for me, along with the BRD creation, some other traits like teamwork, communication, facing the issues, in case of Chanchal, taking the initiative on her own, sorry, Dipti K, taking the initiative on her own. So all these traits are good leadership qualities, good teamwork skills, which will eventually help all of them in their future jobs, right? So even this is how the actual BRD is prepared. I'm sure with not such a big team, but there are one or two people at times, along with a senior BA, a junior BA might be, or maybe some project manager just to review. So yes, even her BRD looks nice. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead. BRD for architecture. Yes, it's fine. Okay, this is NP. Okay.
So, Prerna and Gaurav, happened when I was creating those BRDs. So many things were going through my mind. Okay, I was confused on these red sections. Okay, what is the primary driver? What is the secondary driver? Okay, and then at the same time, like I had these points, okay, in my mind, so I did not know how to put them into the proper language. So I just wrote this down, that this is how my website should look like. So I just pretended that there is a green architecture firm which came to us, and they are giving us a project to make. So I just tried to wrote some BRDs according to their, I just pretended that I'm the client, and I started writing the BRDs. But I don't know how to put them in the proper language. So I just wrote them like this, and then I did this.
So did you refer some existing document somewhere online?
Yeah, you showed on I think on video number 2, or yeah, video number 2. You I think Prerna showed. Prerna were explaining something, right? So I just copied that format, and I mean, I just took a screenshot, and then I created one in the Google Drive.
Okay, great. This is a wonderful attempt, I would say. And rest of you guys, can you imagine, can you visualize, can you see that how if a mind works differently? I mean, if you are working in silo, you will come up with something different flavor, and when you brainstorm the same thing, you will land up on something amazing, what we call it as a product or project. Okay, so this is how the individual effort will happen, and this is what we are doing in brainstorming session, and also we are retrospecting it, right, which is the part of agile. So Yes. So the primary driver and secondary driver thing, which you are telling that there is the problem. So primary driver and secondary driver, did you get it from any project format or any BRD format, or did you hear about this inside the video, Dipti K?
No, I just heard about that inside the video. And then I thought of checking that one more time, but I did not get a time because I thought I might have missed something. You guys might have talked about the primary driver and the secondary driver, but I did not go back and check. So I just thought of asking you now.
Okay, so I'm just figuring
So
out
that's
what
why I
we have.
just marked them red. And I was still again confused about the phase one thing.
Mhm.
So I just thought that I'm gonna check with you guys again.
Okay, so
I mean,
phase.
I don't even know whether I did this right,
No, you are
correctly or
perfectly
not.
fine. You are perfectly fine. This is great skeleton kind of thing you have come up with, and this is acceptable, right? This is acceptable. This
Mhm.
is how things evolve, and wonderful. So clap for you too. So everyone, please,
Thank you. Thank
because
you.
this is her first thing, and she deserves this appreciation and clapping. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Superb, superb. Yes, superb.
So.
So shall I
Yeah,
stop sharing now?
you can stop sharing. So I don't remember that primary driver and secondary driver what we had means taken up as an example. So anyone can remind me if you remember, Prerna ji, if you remember what she was talking
Guruji, in our format did not have it, but I strongly feel that as we mentioned earlier, these format depend company to company, organization to organization. So by saying primary or secondary driver, from that background, I feel it's like the people who are driving this project, who are like
about.
the whole.
No. What she was telling, Diptike is telling that primary driver and secondary driver. This example she heard from us in the recording itself, and I'm just trying to
Oh.
figure it out.
No,
So,
I doubt because we had that BRD in PPT in the slide, which we kept to minimal and to the simplest for the understanding purpose. So I'm not sure that we had that component. I'm really not sure. No.
okay,
So
anyone else
maybe some
remember?
Google search.
I don't
Anyone?
remember.
Okay, so Diptike, just to answer that, don't worry about that terminology. This could be the example of something which was just in time. You might have heard, but this has nothing to include in the BRD. Okay, it
Okay.
could
Okay.
it could be something which we were discussing in the live call, and you might have missed the reference for that, but it has nothing to do any inclusion
Okay.
inside the BRD document. So did I answer your question now? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Mhm.
Yes. So thank you so much, guys. Only one thing what I saw, that what you need to refer, you need to remember that whenever you are doing any activity of BRD, one thing you need to remember, and what is that one thing is, which we call it that spelling and grammar. Once you are done, please check spelling and grammar by pressing F7. Include the references, whatever the reference you have taken from. It could be the website, it could be you have downloaded the skeleton from somewhere, and also few people call it as a glossary at the end of any document, so that it will also tell in detail about what extra references you had or what the abbreviation you have used inside, that could come inside the glossary. So this is the additional input for your BRD document. Okay, great.
We did put the glossary section, but I think we just put the abbreviation in that. We didn't put the references. I think somewhere up we have put it,
Oh, really?
glossary, and
Yes,
Let
we have added that glossary
Mhm.
and
we
Yeah.
just put one abbreviation, I believe in that, right?
two. It's
Yeah,
two.
one or two, yeah. So
Yeah.
Okay, you have this thing as well. Okay, fine. Yeah, I found that glossary. I'm sharing Word document once again. Did you see that? No? Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
So apart from glossary, what else I said? That
So we
was
should, in glossary, we should even add the references like which sites we refer to
Hmm.
get some data or
Yeah,
ideas, right?
it could be simple one line as well, or any document you have read or any book you have referred. Those things comes inside that glossary. If you think, if your reviewer has thought that it should be added, like somewhere I read SC, I know it was MN, I know it was about maintainability, about maintainability, also usability, also security. These stuff I saw. This should be added over here. So generally it is wise to keep this thing reference part at the end of the document. Okay. And glossary also sometime, but that's fine. Totally. It does not have to be frozen, that it has to be in the same manner. So Priya ji, anything else you want to add over here? Prerna ji, sorry.
Sorry, I was on mute. No, Gaurav, I think we had a really good start. I simply cannot, gush over the fact that they actually everybody invested their, time and effort sincerely, and they came up with such a, such good BRDs with whatever doubts or whatever apprehensions they had. But at, I mean, look, I'm really very happy when I see that they have really come up with something so up to the mark or so as per industry standards. So I think we should be starting with a session.
Yeah, so
I don't know, I'm just smiling, I'm actually
Mhm.
pretty happy to see the outcome. So I think we should go ahead and add some more knowledge and, details to their already good knowledge base.
Yeah. And thank you for doing it seriously. Your seriousness is what how you treat your business treats you back. Okay, how you treat your job will treat you back. How you treat your work treat you back. So this seriousness will treat you seriously to get blessed. Okay, so good job once again, and let's move further. Every single thing we have spoken are the part of today's session. So okay, so now what we are going to uncover today about business analytics with Excel, stakeholder management, information management. Are you guys all ready, set for this? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So before we get inside and start learning together, just tell yourself subconsciously, and you can mute yourself and tell this loud to yourself, that if one can learn anything in this entire world, I too can learn this. Even today, what we are going to learn, that is easily understandable, easily digestible, and easily actable as an assignment, whatever will come at the end. So once you have repeated, once you have listened, okay, let's take a deep dive. This is very important. Don't treat anything, whatever come to you, whatever you hear from us, that is not a childish thing. That is a preparation. There is a total entire inside game. As I remember that last time Prerna ji has showcased one example of iceberg. Okay, iceberg which has 90% inside below the under the surface, and 10% was visible. So 10% activity what we are doing is visible. 90% whatever I am asking you to do it at subconscious level, that is going to pay you back. Okay, so even repeating some stuff, asking you to do small activities, those are 90% I am asking you to do. Okay, cool. So this was just for information. Let's take a deep dive further, and here becomes with what is difference between business analytics and business analysis. We are getting towards the business analytics with Excel, but I want any one of you can refer the last time when we left. What did you get the understanding on a difference between business analytics and business analysis? Can anyone tell us? Even if you were not present and went through the video, do you remember anything?
I believe I heard in the video that both the things are same, but I'm still not 100% sure.
Okay, so both are not same. Okay, anyone else would like to
Same.
try? Anyone else would like to try?
Yes, I would like to answer this.
Yes, Chanchal.
Uh, I believe business analytics is into totally what is written into data and reporting, and mainly into forecasting the past data or the future, what possibilities might occur through
Super.
Excel or yeah.
Yeah. Superb, superb. So amazing. Now everyone remember that what Chanchal has added, that we have talked about reporting. Okay, it's all about your insight taking a translation into, you know, report and graph, and the analysis is about business analytics. Business analysis is the functional area. However, your business analytics is non-functional area, which is mostly data driven. Mostly this is about the processes. Okay, now how you are going to identify the process, how you are going to define the process based on the insight and input, which can take a tabular formats, which can take a graphical format. Okay, and business analysis is more about, you know, up to the this what do you call features and functionality of various activity or various project. And this thing what analytics part comes in, so it has to be data analytics. It's data driven, and business analysis feature driven, and you know, functionality driven. So just to simplify that, now let me see what is written here. Yeah, so she has said that about past business performance and predicting future business performance. The focus of business analysis is function and processes, and identifying business need and recommending solution. So this is how you can differentiate between business analysis and business analytics. So what exactly happens? Last time when we were working about the problem of not a project was done, we are coming with a lot of insight. So we could have, you know, a track that how many times before solving any problem we have come up with this kind of thoughts, and we could have categorized a different thought, and we could have given them a number. We can store it in Excel, and you know, we can see its graph, that how frequently it happens and what its probable solution could be. So this was a reference with the last time what exactly as a project part or problem part we were discussing. Now the similar thing happens when in real time you start solving any problem in the IT as well. So you come up with a different problem, like your website is not loading. How many times it has not loaded? How many users when they tried concurrently from different location they found. So these numbers we can store in Excel, and we can come up with the details in a graphical presentation, and also in a tabular representation. Say for example, we have n number of data. One is talking about user load on website, that is number one. Second, response time based on every user experience that we have gathered in second Excel sheet. One Excel workbook will be one, and we are gathering all this information in the next sheet. So just now what I told about number of user tried at different time, that is getting stored in worksheet. Second, every individual user experience the response time of page load, that the moment they hit URL, that www.com, how millisecond or how many second it took them to see the web page in front of them. So every individual's response time will be tracked in another worksheet, and in third worksheet we could combine them together. Okay, and we will come up with one dashboard which will represent us all these things, or whatever the representation we want to demonstrate. So this is how we embed everything inside Excel. So Excel is one of the tools. There are multiple tools, but Excel is widely used. Okay, so having said that, talking about the differentiation between business analysis and analytics, I would be jumping to the another slide. But before I jump inside, so are you with me, guys? Everyone with me listening to this and understanding it? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Mayank, you are also there with us and following?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's move further. So yes, Prerna ji, over to you for this.
Yes, sure. Ajit. So, as Gaurav he explained that business analytics with Excel, is used for analysis of data, understanding how the data functions. So, to be very honest and to simplify, it straight away means you are using Excel for different data understanding or data management per se. So, for example, you all must be aware of these simple some functions like length and counting and sum, average, AVG average. So I have just a very simple screenshot here stating one second, sorry. Excuse me. So, with the help of Excel, you can check the data. You can actually, get the values of data. Get to understand how the sum function works, how the average function works. So, basically, this is a very big and wide scope or understanding of Excel, and I personally would want you to experience and explore this because it is a never ending ocean. And in BA or QA or in any project oriented non technical work wise scenario, we do use Excel. There are pivot tables and there are VLOOKUPs and stuff. So I'll just recommend, instead of me going ahead just explaining, I really want you guys to take out some time and just Google any good YouTube video, I would say, or any link to explore this. And in our upcoming sessions, not the next sessions, but in after a couple of sessions, we will be having a session where we will show you hands-on class on how to use some of the functions. So as now, I want you to explore these functionalities wherein you can use data Excel for getting the sums of the values or getting the average or finding, like you all must be knowing control F. Control F works in Word, control F works in Excel. So control F is basically for search, control H is basically for replace. So I'm pretty sure who all have worked, with Word and Excel a little bit, or they have been working for a couple of years. They know these shortcuts, but we would share some links later in the group chat, or I would do towards the end. Me and Gaurav had envisioned that we want you to explore this because there are many functions uh, which can be used, which are very easy to understand and which will be useful in your day-to-day practice of Excel also. So this slide explains that there are many variety of functions for yes, Gaurav, you were mentioning something. Yeah, variety of functions which you could be using for Excel. So today's takeaway will be for this particular slide or understanding is towards the end of the lecture, I'll just do it right away because I have the window open. Yeah, I had got a good website wherein, one second, I'll just paste in the chat. One second. I Please do explore this website later. It has a lot of functions and their understanding with examples. So yes, Gauravji, I have this on the slide. Do you want to add anything here?
Yes, Prernaji. So I just pulled up this notepad. Wait a
Mhm.
second. So yeah, wait a second. Just give me a second.
Sure.
So I have this notepad just to let everyone know that majorly what could be the things you should be focusing on. So you need to be create pivot table most of the time and gathering data together. You should be knowing this functionality, Atlas concatenate, which combines two data together. Okay.
Perfect. Perfect.
So this will be very important. Concatenate. Apart from
Some
concatenate, you would require some, yeah, of course, some. So sum is important. What else? VLOOKUP is very, very important. Important. So you should be knowing.
Average, AVG.
Yeah, so average, I believe average, sum, these things are there. So everyone in their lifetime might have used at least once Excel, working on Excel. I know that it might have been used for different purposes, in sales, in marketing, in the HR department, or in any case. I'm sure that Nishaji simply might have used in past, playing in the Excel. Even Mayank has worked in the Excel because he's coming from sales background. So who else has worked, not worked in Excel at all, and never used any single formula, say for even sum? So anyone out here who has not worked in Excel even for any single formula? So I believe the answer is yes, everyone has worked, right? Anyone not, you can immune to say no. Okay, so because this is where, means even when you were taking education during your college or university, you must have done some activity in Excel. So, but to remember that, these are the few things: concatenate, VLOOKUP, and remember to create the pivot table. And thank you so much, Prerna ji, for whatever you have put inside as a reference. Okay, I saw that. Okay, just now. So that only I wanted to add, Prerna ji, and I'm moving to the next slide. So far everyone is there with us. Yeah.
What
Yes.
table you
Yes.
were mentioning to create?
Pivot table, PIVOT space TABLE. What is pivot table? So pivot table is nothing but a data gathering at one sheet. Yes,
And
yes.
Gaurav, if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want, I can. Okay.
yeah. Coming back.
Just go to next slide, please. We have a pivot table example. Nishaji always asks the app question at the app time. Okay. So Nishaji, can you see the screen wherein you can see the pivot table fields on the right side and the left side? You can see the pivot table. Is it visible to everybody? Please respond.
Yes.
Yeah. So, to simplify, I would like to take your own example of website creation. So, because we'll have less amount of data. So, imagine you all have a team of 5 people under you, and everybody in you, uh, maybe being the project sponsor, Nishaji being the project sponsor, Mayank being the project manager, Chanchal being the development lead, or whom am I missing? Dipti being the designing team, Priya being the customer spok. So all of you, imagine you're having you as a team are like around 5 people. So if I have to just check how many people are there in this entire project, I can have this pivot table wherein all of your data can be bifurcated and can be played around with. So can you see this screen here wherein we have the quantity per year wise, 2013, 2012, 2011, right? So, like how you have a database table wherein you have name, designation, details, maybe timing or any other details. That data we can, that is a plain table or that's Excel fields we have. That data can be interpreted in different format tables or this interpretation. The left side which we have, that is called as pivot. Pivots are basically used for a large variety of data wherein you want to give a glimpse of what's the actual status is. For example, I'll give you my real life example. I closely work with auditing for monitoring and resolving all the audit points pertaining to my vertical. Okay, so what I do in that, for example, we got a report stating there are say 50 odd points pending for our vertical. Okay, all of you understand audit points, right? When I say audit as in all the security network audit happens in the bank. So whatever they feel that there are some issues related to network and security, they raise the points on a vertical. So in that case, how that goes? For example, that particular issue is assigned to a team member. In our case, understand those issues are assigned to all of you, okay, individually. So there are 5 to 6 people. Okay, then what is the category of those issues? Are those network issues, security issues, annual audit, maintenance issues, or any other issues? So that is one category. Okay, what is the due date of those issues? Are those issues to be closed by April end, May end? They were to close by March end. So then the status comes as, are they due? Are they not due? Are they overdue? So all these information I get in an Excel but then to be very honest, my boss or my senior who is a group head who doesn't have such bandwidth to open the Excel sheet and check all the details. So what I do, I prepare a pivot wherein I can see which member has been assigned, how many audit points, what is the severity of those audit points, high, low, medium, what is the due date of those points, all that. So as I mentioned earlier, we will have a hands-on practice session on this. As of now, just understand what a pivot is. Also, it is not mandatory that every firm uses that. So in Axis, actually, not many people have this representation, but I have been heavily using pivots in my earlier organization, and I find the representation quite easy to understand, easy to present to the seniors. So I recommend and I use pivots. So basically, pivots are this, that your data, whatever you have related to your project, your audit point, your some, maybe MD presentation data you have, whatever data you have for your project, for your work, that can be represented in a simpler manner, which is easy to understand, especially by, at times, mainly for the presentation purpose or for your scene. So did you understand at least at glimpse what is a pivot data and why we use it with my actual real life example? Nishaji, Mayank, Chanchal, Priya, Dipti.
Yeah. Yes.
Actually, I
So
have worked with pivot tables, so I'm good for
great,
no, like
great, great.
yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about, where
Yes,
I'm
yes,
coming from,
totally.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yes.
yes. So don't worry. We have kept all these Excel functionalities and pivots to a subsequent session, because these are more or less actual personal experience and trial sessions. Even if I tell you, you go through on that link and you check, you'll still able to understand. So that is why I do not want to invest much time on that. We have had discussions, and also nowadays even school kids have a lot of functionalities of Excel to be explored and used. So do not worry. It's not a big elephant. It's quite a simple thing, on the go job. Even if you get stuck at some of the formulas, you can always Google and work. And then there are some people who are always well versed with it. So don't take any tension around it. It's a very easy to understand, easy to acquire training and knowledge point of view concept. So yes, with all the data you have for any project, any application, any type of details you receive, you can play around with it, and it's really fun. Especially when you are learning. So while having the hands-on session, I'll we will show you how that works and how you can go ahead about it. And till the time you are free to have the self-learning part, you can watch some videos wherein whichever as per your interest. So you want to check out pivots, you want to check out VLOOKUP, you're all well. So if nobody has any doubts, we can move to next slide, please.
Yeah, sure. So just to add over here, Prerna ji, you guys have seen that they have collected data of passenger. Okay, some of airport passenger. So one is talking about yearly passenger. Okay, another is talking about means one click analysis on every click what they have found. So what they have done on one sheet, on single sheet, they have pivoted everything, and that has appeared together. You see here quarter wise and some of airport transport passengers. So it is pulling the data from another sheet and representing everything in one sheet. You can see the total different sheets are available. One is talking about staff, another is flash fill, means how fast any means seat has filled, and then quick analysis based on that, one click forecasting. So these all sheets has been grabbed inside one, and it has been pivoted in front of you. So that only one thing I just wanted to add before moving further. Yes, back to you, Prerna ji.
Okay, so coming to our next topic, and rather a very interesting topic, where I remember Nisha ji and others also. I don't remember exactly whose name. We have had this question multiple times, like who are the stakeholder, or who is a stakeholder, and what is a stakeholder. Look, this terminology was questioned, or we had doubts. So yes, we have an entire module on this stakeholder management, which is, trust me, very easy to understand, absolutely straightforward. Wherein, as one second, I'll have a sip of water.
And you will find that how these things are leading towards the processes, and how these are playing a very very important role mere by getting aware for this and knowing this about what Prerna ji is going to explain.
Perfect. So, by the typical word of stakeholder, it simply means someone who has a stake, who has a part, or who has an interest in your project, your application, your ongoing, business, ongoing work. So it is as simple as it sounds. It's a plain English word meaning who has a stakeholder is any person, organization, company, team, or group of people, whatever, who has an interest in your company or on your in your work, and and your performance. So this is a very wide and vague terminology. I understand. So to nail it down, to make it more crisp and to the point, what do we mean by that? So stakeholders are the people who are directly impacted, or they have a direct impact on your project and its outcome, and and they are concerned about the progress and the deliveries of the project. It is directly related. Stakeholders interest is directly related with the project. So who are the stakeholders, right? Who are these people? So stakeholders can be investors or sponsors, for example. Many a times in some organizations or in some firms, we have sponsors who are, like we mentioned this, like at times, project owner, or not project owner, the company owner is, is considered as a sponsor, because he is putting his all resource and time and efforts, and so he's the one who is investing all this. So he is one of the major or other very important stakeholder. If we have any outside sponsors who are sponsoring this project, definitely they are the stakeholders. Employees like you and me who are working for this project, who are a part of the organization, they are definitely one of the very important and what I would say, contributing part or contributing team of stakeholders. They are the people who actually work and create and achieve the deliverables or achieve the target. Customers, definitely, we when we work on any project or any application, customers are they are the people ultimately whom we are delivering, whom we are catering to. So customers are again essential. They are essential stakeholders. Then supplier communities, governments, trade associations. So all these things, so people, suppliers per se, vendors from whom we take our resources, or say, any in case of manufacturing industry, all, or maybe a wood industry. So people supplying wood, so people supplying all the suppliers or all those other equipments might be the stakeholders. different communities whom we are catering to. We are working for, maybe some NGOs or maybe some other organization, child welfare organization, any organization for which we are working or we are developing a product or application. So government at times, when we work with SBI or other, government banks, that time you're actually working or CRISIL and some other organizations wherein you actually develop applications for government, like or any government websites you're working on, government applications you're working on. So that time government is one of your major stakeholders rather, and trade associations is, the part of your community business wise. All those associations are also your stakeholders. So this is a very easy to understand, and I feel as of now you must have been comfortable with this terminology. So yes, if anybody still has any doubts in understanding or in actually grasping still what is or who is a stakeholder, please go ahead and ask, or we can move to next slide, and or I'll still even ask Gauravji if you would like to add anything on.
No, I think this was self-explanatory and good
Yes.
part you covered. And yeah, automatically we came to the next slide. Yeah.
Yes. So, okay, now we know that we have so many stakeholders. We have so many people, communities, teams that we have to cater to. So, okay, how do we manage it? So, trust me, as per project management, PMBOK, this is a whole big module. It's a very vast topic, but for our purview, we have kept it, to the point for our understanding from our learning point of view. So, stakeholder management can be very well summarized as per this small diagram. That first you need to identify who are your stakeholders, which we have done, right? We know our customers, our sponsors, our employees, all are our stakeholders. Okay. Then we go to document needs. So, okay, we know who are our stakeholders, but what are their needs, what are they looking for, or what is their requirement. So all that needs to be documented. I think we have fairly covered this part in earlier sessions. Now you have come up with such a great BRD, so you know what I'm talking about. So maybe a BRD or FSD, functional specification document, yes, all this documentation that has to happen. So document needs, we have to document the requirement, then analyze their influence or interest. Okay. So I would like to ask this question to everybody. When you were preparing the PRD and when you knew that you had the requirement, like for example, revamping the Google website or any other concept for that matter, you all individuals also put in your efforts or your own, I would say, analytical skills or your own thought process. Like, okay, how can we go ahead about it? Do we need to consult a designer? Do we need to give to a freelancer? How much time we have? How much resources we would have for this? What is the delivery date? How the new website should look? Should it be interactive? And do we need to have a chat box? So yes, so, so I suppose you all must have done something or the other in this. What do you say, Nisha ji, Mayank, Chanchal,
Yes,
Dipti
yes,
Priya, right? So this is
Yes.
basically a quick revision or recap of all what we have already done, because stakeholder management is ultimately delivering them what they require, and BRD preparation is a part of it. So yes, but here we do not only restrict our scope to only BRD creation. Here analyze their interest means what they want as a final product, or as a deliverable, what are their interests, and for example, what is the timeline they're looking at. We need to complete the project in 3 months, or do we have a 6 month window, and are they specific about any technology, or what is their purpose. At times it's like, I have prepared some websites for NGOs or for some CSR project, corporate social responsibility project. Therein They do not need to be so flashy or so shiny, or they need websites or applications which are very simple, wherein people can just come and donate and stuff like this. So yes, we need to understand or gauge what our stakeholder interests are, and then manage stakeholder expectations. So yes, uh, for example, I would like to mention that you actually managed and delivered beyond our expectations, or rather, meeting them so well. So yes, once we know, I was talking about in terms of BRD preparation, by the way. So once we knew that this is what the stakeholder wants, or this is what their requirement is, it's really comparatively quite easier to understand how to deliver it and what to provide them as a part of project delivery, or a target. So understanding the requirement, understanding where they're coming from, understanding and reviewing their interest, their needs, that can be in the form of BRD, FSD, internal discussions, one-to-one meetings, your project plan, everything. Once we know what they want, once we know what their interests are, definitely we will go go towards the next phase, that is take action. And take action means, yes, you have to work on delivery, deployment, implementation, development, discussion, everything. And ultimately, once you're able, almost towards the completion, you have to review and keep repeat. Review as in, uh, see, in real life scenario also, it's not that once we develop and we just deliver it to customer or stakeholders. No, we have decent amount of decent amount of testing, decent amount of internal testing. We call it CUG. It's like closed user group. For example, in banks, this usually happens whenever any new application or new product is ready. Before launching it to common people or to customers, we have it tested in the CUG, that is closed user group per se. We might select some people, some folks from each city or each state, and they would do the testing. We check the load, we check the how that application is working when there are so many logged in. So all this is in a way, from IT point of view. And now, if you guys like, I would like to give a food related example, if all are okay, because I know I have been giving such example, but I think you relate to it. So is it
Yeah,
okay
yeah,
if I
please go ahead.
take two, three
I think
minutes?
so.
Yeah, yeah. Because this is my close to breakfast time, and the first thing that pops in my head is food items. So it's very simple. For example, if we have a kid's birthday party, right? So what kind of menus we have? We have chocolates and cakes and popsicles and whatnot, and all that fancy, cute, sugary material, right? And we'll have it decorative, so it will be pleasing to eyes and interesting. So in this scenario, our stakeholders are kids, because it's a kids party, kids birthday party. At the same time, if you have any officials or any seniors coming home from your office, so how you have it? You have an elegant dinner, you have nice spread of your cutlery, you have very, some impressive dishes you might actually try or maybe order, and the focus is more on presentation and being elegant and being impressive. So that time your itinerary and your menus and your presentation would be a lot different from what it was in a fancy birthday party, as well as when you have your friends coming over, right? So that time you're so casual. Our go-tos would be like an Indian setup. It would be like a pav bhaji, or something yummy, or interesting snacks, easy to make, easy to eat. Some other, maybe some cakes and something which is very casual and which is very easy to serve and everybody likes it. Maybe some variety of South Indian dishes, dosas and stuff, or any other thing which they like. You're very open, you're very comfortable. As well as when your in-laws, or when some other seniors in your family from village are visiting, you be more conservative. You would like to go more conventional of whatever your typical traditional dishes are. So did you understand what changed as per stakeholders? the delivery of menu, the way you're delivering, the formal part of it, the fun part of it, the relaxed part of it, or the authentic part of it, that thing. So am I clear on the stakeholder management? I think it couldn't be simpler than this. If you have any doubts, please come up, or if you want me to explain anything
So
more, please.
I have a question. So
Yes.
you're saying, for example, when different somebody comes, you have different expectations for different managers.
Right.
That's what you're trying to say.
As in, I was trying to say that your different stakeholder will have a different interest, and you'll have to cater them for that. For example, in this IT scenario, your project sponsor, being the owner of the company, would ultimately have a keen interest on what kind of profits you are making, right? Right? As well as if
Mhm.
you're talking from a customer point of view, his keen interest is how much, how faster he'll get the delivery in the minimum cost, because he needs to save the cost and he wants to have delivered it fast. So as well as your employees might want to have not a strenuous time period, easy to understand requirement and faster, development cycle. So they are also relaxed or relieved in couple of months or in a sprints, I would say. So yes, that why I gave this particular food example, Maya, is once we know what each stakeholder is looking at, or is asking from us, it's very easy for us to understand, analyze, and deliver. So we should know what is their intention, what is their expectation from us. So am I clear on what was your ask?
Yes, yes, yes. So
I
basically
have a
that.
doubt on this
Mhm.
Yes,
now.
yes,
Uh,
yes.
so, is it that you have to give different documents to different stakeholders?
No, Nishaji, no, no, no. Absolutely a good dog. See, I would not say different documentation. See, our BRDs, FSDs, your project plan remains constant. But then how internally that is understood by your development team, by your testing team. Like, for example, you must be aware, your testing team has your test plans, your test cases. So internally they can drill it down, but as far as my knowledge goes, all the project documents remain constant. There will be obviously versioning and updation, but no, that doesn't mean you have to give different documents to different stakeholders. Absolutely not. Gaurav, would you add something on this?
Yeah, I'm audible.
Yes.
Thank you. So yes, only the thing is that you have to keep in mind very simple that yeah, this is the stakeholder management entire process. Uh, Prerna ji, you were explaining. Important thing as a business analyst and a Scrum follower or as a Scrum master, you have to remember two things. First thing is the core value which says that people over processes over tools. So let's give the example last time we had. So it may happen with you all. Stakeholders may come to you as a product owner, okay, and they will express their annoyance, their disagreement to you, and you have to keep one thing in your mind, and that is what is keeping your cool and keeping what, keeping your this one keeping your goal on this one line, people over processes. Because when you will discuss with people and you will keep people on front, from there you can derive some processes and you can keep on improving that, okay, in every single chain, be it for identifying the stakeholders, okay. So there also you have to understand the people, what set of people you want, okay. From there you will derive some processes which will result in creating the needs of documents what you would require. Once you will analyze them, then you will require that what all tools I need to have, and then based on that you will take the action to get the approval from the management, higher management, for applying those tools. So always things gets resolved from the people itself, and that's why you have to take the corrective action, and that will keep on changing. It won't be the rigid. So only the thing is what you have to always remember this. And as a business analyst, it may happen that developers may come to you. It may happen that testers may come to you, and they may simply express their disagreement, that they are not agreeing with something. You need to wear always as a business analyst, because I have seen in my entire career, business analyst is a smiling gentleman or woman. So, and they are resolving the problem. Okay. And how? Because they keep people first. They discuss, they understand your pain area, and then they give you they give you the solution. Otherwise, what may happen, end up because people are important, and you may lose people, because they may start thinking, I'm doing so much for the company, I'm doing so much for the project, and they are treating me like this. I'm doing this, and they are not understanding me. That's why first receive what the pain area they have, what problem, what the thought process they are getting into, and then from there derive some process to reach to the tools that can help them to improve further. So that's the summary I just wanted to share on this slide, and can move further. Okay. Yeah, Prerna ji, back to you.
So this is more or less a recap or revision of whatever we have till now. Understand from business analyst or Scrum point of view. So a few important principles of stakeholder management are, that you should be engaging with them, and definitely as a BA, as a part of the Scrum team, you should have the knowledge of how or what their requirements look like. You should be able to monitor about the progress of their requirement. For example, if you're working on any development, as a BA also you should know where do we stand as per our plan, and you need to monitor how it goes. uh, so basically, all these qualities are any good human qualities wherein that would enable you to be a more interactive and more approachable, as well as if you follow these, like if you communicate well, adopt to the changing requirements of your customer, or recognize their needs, work on that, and definitely avoid the hassles or avoid some confusion. See, as we were discussing in the beginning of the class, that BRD preparation did not only help you to make BRD, but even Mayank rightly put, it also helped you to integrate that in your real life scenarios, how to manage your mortgage, how to manage your family things, how to manage your any other plans, budget, or planning vacation, or any other thing, monthly activities. So these qualities, listening, communication, having good communication, recognizing their needs, and definitely working on that, all these ultimately enable you to achieve the target, that is the success, or in this scenario, that is the stakeholder management, or I would say effective or impressive stakeholder management. So, Gaurav, I would like to ask you to go to the next slide, because it is also similar to this point.
Sure,
Yes,
sure,
then
sure.
I will check with them. Yes. So we have some repetitive points, but the earlier points were good for our human skills or in general skills, but these points are pertaining to your business side of it. So yes, communication, and see guys, let me be very honest and straightforward with you on this. Communication, doesn't matter which industry, which part of life, where you are, is the key. If you could communicate with the other party well, even in your organization, or while traveling, while working with kids, anybody, half of the work is done. If you could communicate your ideas, if you can understand what the other party is saying, other stakeholder is mentioning, you are at a much better place. You must be getting so many ads on YouTube nowadays for having a good communication skill. Do you want to join a class? communication, having a good communication eases all your problems and stuff like that. So yes, it is not, it is definitely worth having a skill. So having a good and clear communication, written, verbal, presentation, day-to-day communication is very essential, because as a BA you'll be talking and discussing a lot with all the stakeholders. That is very important. Planning we have seen as an entire module earlier, wherein all your project planning, your task planning, how are you going to deliver your project, all that planning has to be in your in your agenda. Stakeholder expectation management, when we saw the earlier diagram that time, I explained you each point by point that okay, first we need to understand what their requirement is and analyze, then work on that, then deliver, then again review. So basically, stakeholder expectation management means managing everybody's expectation well as per their requirement, delivering them. Leadership qualities, as in I would like to say, in your earlier BRD preparation, everybody, all of you, worked as an individual leader to the entire group. Like Nishaji took up initiative. Even Mayank was not there in earlier session. He saw the videos. He came up with his solutions or his ideas. Priya added her input because of her earlier knowledge. Chanchal already had a background, or Dipti had a background. So everybody, provided their inputs, and you all showed, or your leadership qualities or leadership skills, wherein you all took initiative of okay, I'll take this part, I'll take the review part, I'll be a manager, I'll be a scrum master, or whatever, everything. So these things are very important when you work, even in the professional setup or organization. Okay, so negotiation. Can anybody tell me how negotiation is important in this part? For example,
Is
if
it
you have
like a
any,
win-win situation?
I
Like keep everybody
negotiation.
happy.
Okay, negotiation actually means to keep everybody happy. What you have to do. For example, when I was saying, I was giving the earlier example. So when you have a kid's birthday party, kids might come up with any pin to piano requirements. Oh, I want this. I want a door. Whatever they do. Pokemon. I don't know. I mean, some cake. I want this Cinderella cake. I want this. But you know what? You just can't have it all. So you're like, oh, you come up with a negotiation. Okay, we can have this, or maybe Spider-Man cake, and next birthday we might have that. And say similarly, that's a very easy to understand example. So similarly, when you have a requirement with your customer or stakeholders, we have to, as a BA, you have to look at other aspects of project, like what is the you know dedicated what do you say, budget for this project, how many resources I have, what is the timeline. So if something is not achievable in given time frame, for say 3 months or given budget, we have to be, as a BA, very politely communicate that, and and share your views on that. Sometimes saying no at first, at front, is better than dragging that things later. So negotiation means discussing, or taking a stand on what your views are or what your take is on, and then reaching towards the win-win situation. Project management itself is a very big vertical, wherein how you manage an entire project with the planning, with the team, with the resources, with the development, testing, review, everything. So it's basically an ocean. But then with our context as of now, it's just limits to this point. Needs assessment and problem solving. So basically, as I mentioned earlier, we should know what is the use of the stakeholders, and and for achieving those those needs or for this requirement, what approach we are saying. At times there is resource shortage. At times there is some technology issue that will not have proper resources. So what do? You hire people, or you pull people from other project, or you take people or resources from bench, or you ask for some new resources to the HR or to the company, or as well as if there is some issues with customer expectations, we can have discussions and talk to them. So this is actually, all these skills are not only pertaining to stakeholder management or project management, they are actually life skills. So if you're good in any of this, if you're working on any of this, trust me, you're already working on bettering your life overall. While you talk to the customer, you talk to your family, you talk to anybody, while you're traveling, while you're interacting with any other people. So stakeholder management skills and overall stakeholder management, I think we cover on this. I suppose, right? And we have come almost to the end of the session. I didn't see the time. It's almost no. So Gauravji, can you please show the next slide? I think that is information
Yes,
management. I just want
so I
to,
think
yeah.
we can end up over here, and
Okay.
what else we can come up with this, whatever you have added. So these are nothing but the tools and characteristic of individual. Also, you can, because whatever you are looking at as a project, that is something has to do with your individual personality as well. So you need to adapt these all things, whatever you have seen as the characteristic as an individual person, or as a scrum master, or as a product owner or business analyst. See, the thing is what that one person is becoming a male, becoming a mother. He knows that how this function, but does he need to know exactly how does it feel, how does it let other person experience? He should be aware. That's it. These are the streams which works, and I need not to get in the details of that, because project manager will handle that, mother will handle that. Okay, so this is how it is. You should be knowing the limit, okay, where things stop. Project management is the entire ocean, as Prerna ji said, can be learned. So this is how you need to understand in terms of terminology, and everything can be learned. Okay, and learning is the best in self investment, you can say that. So yeah, so that's it. And what next we are going to learn is that information management. And since we had started from touching the processes, we are getting into the deeper of that, what is the usage and where it can be discounted, and where it can be considered as well, but never over people. So that's what I just wanted to add over here. So back to you, Prerna ji, if you want to just wrap up by saying something, um, or however it is.
Gauravji, I would like to start with your way that at the end of the session, what do we ask? Each word.
Yeah,
So I would like to take the honor of starting.
yeah, that's what I would say.
So yes, for me, today's session is filled with so much of happiness, and trust me, I'm very much impressed. Don't mind my over enthusiasm, because I'm still gushing and smiling, because when I saw the BRD shared by Nisha ji and Dipti, trust me, all your efforts matter so much to us. It's not only us that we are giving you or sharing all the knowledge and details and all the training, but when you actually implement things on your own, you work on it, you get stuck, but still you work out. It's absolutely a blessed feeling to have. So thank you so much. I'm very happy and content and impressed by today's session. So that is my input, and I would like to call out Priya.
Okay, so one word is interesting.
Superb. Yeah, please take somebody's name.
Dipti.
Big thank you to Prerna and Gauravji. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are awesome.
Take somebody's name. Thank you so much.
I would say Mayank.
I would say knowledgeable.
Superb. Yes. Mayank, take somebody's name, please.
I said Chanchal.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Super. Super. Please call
Nisha.
out somebody. Yes.
Very interesting. Is one more Deepti left? Or it's only Gauravji?
I think it's only
Gauravji.
Gaurav today. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so thank you so much. Yeah, I was also delighted by your effort, guys. You guys are simply awesome. And only one thing is that we want to instill confidence. Once confidence is there, half battle won. Okay, so thank you so much for being awesome and taking things seriously and heading step by step. Thank you so much. We have come to the end.
Can I have a request?
Yeah.
Yes, sure,
Gaurav,
sure. Please go ahead.
in the BRD which we made, if you could have your suggestions or improvements on the same, so we can compare, we'll know what all to add more, or
Yeah,
the way
definitely. So that you
Sure,
can leave
sure.
to us and
you can mark it in a different color, or you can have your own thing which you send us, but
yeah.
based on the inputs we gave on this.
Yeah, so it was more or less there, but the thing, the quickly what we scanned up through and we suggested you. So partly you have already mentioned inside. Okay, and few suggestion we have already spoken on this. So you can refer back this entire video once uploaded. And yeah, still we will go through. We can share that back. So never mind. Yep.
Yeah, and Gaurav ji, I wanted to ask how many pages ideally are there in BRD, like
So
the document?
it depends. So it depends. Not necessary. It has to be a bulky things, and we are reducing the things, and that's why we came up towards creation of user story and all. And that's why in agility you will find that business analysts are really not creating BRDs and all, because they are slicing down everything. It could be 1 page, it could be 2 page, 3 page, and it could be 100, 200 pages as well. Prerna, would you like to add something on this?
Yes, Gaurav. I was just saying this depends totally on the requirement, on the level of detailing you're going in. So there is no hard and fast rule. It has to be 10 pages or 20 pages, depending on the complexity, how complex or how in detail your requirement is, how many details you will actually put in. So it's a very open space, you know. You can have a very short and crisp PRD if your stakeholders are okay with it, just mentioning the highlighted or important points or modules, or in case if they want to have a detailed analysis, you can have in detail in-depth PRD. So that's absolutely an open question, open answer, wherein that ranges depending on the situation and requirement. So there's no particular number I would say. Yes. So Gaurav, I
Alright,
think we have passed
thank you.
we have passed our time, and it's pretty late over there. So yes, thank you all of you once again for your wonderful and efforts, and it was really a superb scenario to look at your all of your BRDs. And thank you so much for being so interactive once again. I think I don't thank you guys enough, but today I'm feeling so joyful and happy to see all the outcome. So yes, Gaurav, over to you. I'm done from my side.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Yeah, and Dipti, to you too for responding and interacting through chat. And yeah, so we have answered your query for now. So you tell, if done, show us thumbs up. We can end up this call now.
Yeah, one last thing, just as a not as an assignment, but just as a to go from today's session, I would really like if you guys could explore the Excel functionalities, can watch some small videos of what pivots are and what functionalities are used by PAs in Excel. So that will actually widen your horizons, and you will understand, oh, these are the things, and they are pretty simple to understand. So yes, if you could find time, please go ahead and explore that. Yes, thank you so much, Gaurav. Please, I'm done.
Yeah, Nisha ji was to tell something. Yeah, because she switched on her video.
No.
Okay,
I
okay,
just
okay.
wanted to show a thumbs up, right? So
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so I expected thumbs up from
Yes.
everyone to end. So thumbs up from my end as well. So thank you so much. Bye bye, and take care. Come up with the next level of enthusiasm next time. Bye bye. Take care.
Stay
Boys.
safe, Gaurav ji and
Thank
Prerna.
you.
Yes,
Yeah,
bye.
you guys too.
Yes.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Good night,
Thank you so
everyone.
much. Bye.
Good night, everyone. Bye.